And now a quick word from our sponsors here at Viral Hip Hop News. Man here from Viral Hip Hop News, letting my people know to go grab this bottle of miracle food right now. Chakradoctor.org put together some of the best ingredients on God's green earth to help your immune system, give you a cleanse and reboot that your body deserves. Don't wait for your miracle. Grab it in Miracle Food right now. Let's go. Go purchase the original crime drama series by Daniel Webb, The House of Lazenberry, The House of Lazenberry 1978, and The House of Lazenberry, A Time to Heal at Archway Publishing or wherever books are sold right now.
I was at our peak, you know what I'm saying? We did that for about 3-4 years. So like the money was coming in, like it was ridiculous. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it ended up crashing. So then, you know, the Source Awards came up with Source Hip Hop Hits. I did a deal with Russell directly. And I remember, you know, they offered us a couple $100,000. And this is where me and Dave, and people need to understand this. Dave was good at paperwork. He come from Harvard. I was good at the street game where sometimes you might have to walk in a place and somebody pull a gun. You might have to bluff them and act like you got a gun. So when you do deals, it's kind of in that same premise. You can't just go, you can't let a motherfucker like, you got to be able to hold your hand in poker and act like you got 4 aces. You can't just take, okay, all right, cool. Nah. You know, sometimes I might have 3 different suits of cards, a deuce of clubs, a 9 of diamonds, and hand be fucked up. But the fact that you know what I'm saying? The fact that I look like what I was having, you know what I'm saying? You got to wear it.
Right.
So for a while, I'm like, nah, Dave, we can get more. We get more. Now we can take this. We need the money. It's like $500,000. And I was it was the idea that all the top dudes on the Source cover, let's do a compilation. And remember, there's these now compilations. This was before them. We did that. Man, I got the call from Russell Simmons after 2 weeks of me turning down these deals. He was at the Chicago Bull game. And this is like my hero at the time.
Right.
Russell was like my hero. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't believe it. I'm talking to Russell Simmons, man. They ended up giving us $4.5 million the next day.
Damn.
He said the bike courier, you know, she came up with the backpack, took that check out. I opened that motherfucking Dave's office, it was like $4.5 million, baby.
Now, didn't that was that the deal that kind of broke you guys? Like you had to kind of start back at square one.
No. Everything was going up. You know, even though we owed the bank, we was paying them because we had to pay them like $700,000 every couple months. But you know, the Source Awards wasn't a moneymaker until the very last one with BET. Like we sacrificed so much building the Source Awards up. We never made profit until the very last one. So, but the Source Hip Hop Hits was, come on, we just got a quick $5 million. The ads are going crazy. I got a $500,000 deal from Motown. I got a $700,000 deal from Epic with Rock the Party. Like money's coming in like crazy, say from the years of 99 to 04, maybe. And that's when it was like, you know, we paying the bank. And then at that time, I'm just wilding all across the country, man. I'm traveling about 10, 15 niggas. We staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm probably in a suite that costs $2,500 a night. And I'm in this bitch for like 2 months.
Damn.
And I'm doing so much drugs and I'm fucking like so many women. And it was chaos, man. Like, it was just madness. Like we were just getting money. It was just coming anywhere. And I just was like, I didn't have any like, I don't know, man. It was a weird feeling to say, but I didn't have no filter. And then, you know, everything, all my friends and family, I'm just thousands and thousands of dollars just giving it away, man. I just felt like it was never gonna end. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never had an office in the Source because I was always in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I never ever had an office in 18 years with the Source. I never had an office. So, you know, I was just doing crazy shit, man, because I never worked a job and I didn't have no sense of what if you don't have any more money? Because I always was a hustler. I'd always get out there and get it. So I could spend my last, because I enjoy getting up the next day in the streets and going and get it. But this was different. It was so much money coming in that it was just wild. And I was getting arrested all over the place, wild and beefing and shit. It was just like I lost the sense of who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had discipline in Boston when I was in the streets, but with the Source, it was just so much shit going on. And then, you know, we ended up getting this major investigated by the feds that for like 2 years that fucked my life up. You know what I'm saying? I still was wild. So, you know, then ended up beefing with Eminem, and Jimmy pulled all the advertisement. And it was just a time where everything started going crazy. But,
right now,
but the time when it was right, when I say it was right, I think at one point, I think I definitely had more money than Jay and Diddy at the time. If there was a Forbes back then Benzino would have been top of that motherfucker. Because, yeah, it was ridiculous. I didn't even know how much money I had.
now, did the beef with you and Eminem, did that start because of the Source magazine for you giving him like 4 out of 5 mics?
I just, you know what I'm saying? I just was like, you know, I just was like, you know, Source loved him, and they was giving him 4.5 mics, and I just was like, now, hold up, you know what I'm saying? Are you doing this because he's the white kid? You know, like if that's the case, then Cannabis should be getting 4.5 mics. Or are you doing this because he's white? Like which was this? And you know, a lot of the staff was, you know, they was a major Eminem fan. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm like, we never did this before where we're gonna start going this route. Like, he's nice, but again, is he nice because he's white, or is it because the type of music? I mean, granted, when he came out with the shit with Dre, that probably definitely did deserve, because I never was the mic guy anyways, but you know what I'm saying? I could say this now because of how I think I grew up and how, you know, white people took advantage. I probably was a little salty that he was white and he was just coming in. I can admit that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? And was it right? Well, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go for what I thought was in my heart. And I never made too many decisions to be like, yo, don't give him. I never got in the mic arguments or in the mic things. I never was in the back rooms. They would go in back rooms and do the mics. There's only a couple of times I had to insert my power to let the staff know, look, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you know, when you're trying to balance, first of all, you're trying to balance selling ads by labels who are paying you thousands of dollars a year, thousands upon thousands. You can't give their artists 2.5, 3 mics. So it started, you know, it started 2.5 mics. You can't do that, even if you don't like the album. So really, you know, that's when I started seeing this integrity thing about the mics, when people don't understand you can't give bad ratings to somebody who's paying you thousands of dollars. And they understood. But now, back in the day, you could have had integrity because nobody was spending that much money. But now it's like you got to walk a fine line with that shit. So that mic shit, listen, man, me, if I like something, I like something. I don't need for the world to like it. One of the things that make us individual on earth is our ability to like what we like and not give a fuck what anybody else thinks. That's what makes you an individual. I think when you start listening to people, okay, he said it's 4 mics, so now I'm gonna go buy it. I think that's ridiculous. And I'm saying that now when really the Source that was the whole premise of the Source was the mic system. But I wasn't a big believer or a supporter, and I kept that to myself because I always felt like whatever one likes. But artists really was really into those mics, and I noticed that later on. You know, I got approached by a couple of dudes like, yo, man, I was like, my brother, I had nothing to do with them. Saying I had not one thing to do with the mics. You know what I mean? Like there were things I had to do it, but I gave, and Dave gave them the freedom as the staff to pick on it. You know, that was their big thing to do, so let them do that. Give them that. They work hard. So that was the mic system. The Eminem thing came, and it was more of a personal thing of how I grew up and how, you know what I'm saying, I seen things. And then to be honest, what I said was right. A lot of shit I was talking about the machine and everything, it was right. You know, because Eminem was getting like, MTV was giving him like shit that they would never give no black artists and let him do, you know what I mean? It just wasn't fair. So I just was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had the power to say something and I did. You know, I didn't have to answer to nobody. You know, you got to realize, even Russell Simmons back in the day had to answer to somebody. I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Good shit.
And you know, I spoke what was on my mind. I actually spoke for hip hop. I spoke for the culture, and I spoke as far as towards racism. Meaning, look, you know, you don't single out this guy and give him special treatment. because he's white, because that's not fair. So a lot of that had to do with that.
Let me ask you that though. Do you think that's the reason why it almost, I don't want to say backfired, but it seems like now, if you look at it through the annals of history, or anybody who's asked a question between the Eminem and Benzino beef, Eminem destroyed Benzino. Eminem did this. He shut him down.
Yeah, I don't take it like that. I swear to God, even in the rhymes. You know why? I'm gonna keep it 100. Mm-hmm. See, Eminem is a white kid. Eminem's never ever experienced my struggle in the way I grew up. Mm. Not even a little bit of it. Okay, so anything he says is joking. You sold crack and all that. Drug dealers, shot niggas, been shot, all that. Mm. Everything else, what every other nigga goes through, shit that you don't go through, shit that you know nothing about, but you still want to be a part of this culture and take. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Eminem fooled everybody. He got through. They got him through because they brought him up around these two. He's from Detroit, and he's not from Detroit. He's from one of the blackest, dopest cities in America, street-wise and music-wise. He's from there. He's not from there. They planted a perception of him and ran with it. And I was a little glitch in the matrix. Don't think that what I did didn't glitch shit up, or I glitched it. But it's bigger than him destroying me, because I'm still here looking better than ever. You know what I'm saying? And I'll beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Man to man. So you can't destroy somebody that's still here, still relevant in his culture, and still talk that shit without being face to face with me, without 12 bodyguards.
Right.
And like, that's how our culture works. Now, maybe you didn't know that because they got you thinking different. But our culture works. When you destroy somebody, then that person never comes out, and you the big dog. And hell no. I'm out here looking better than ever. You know what I'm saying? And actually happier than ever.
Good. Right.
I'm happy with who I see in the mirror. I stand up for things, and it's not always about money. I did that. When people be like, "Oh, you lost everything." No, I didn't lose nothing. I lived it. You don't lose money. When you're here for a period of time. In that period of time, it's up to you to get the most money you can. And you're not gauged by this moment or that moment. You're gauged by your life. The things I've done, man, I could talk about shit I've done that will blow your fucking mind.
Right.
I mean, the stories that I got, which I'm going to hold for the book, that'll blow your mind.
Everybody hold shit for the book.
I have millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the things that I did, the crazy shit. Think of Wolf of Wall Street, but way crazier. I mean, women, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've dated a lot of celebrity women, actresses, rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all coming in the book, you know what I'm saying? A lot of your rappers' wives.
Beyonce? No.
Rappers' wives.
Beyonce? Nah.
Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to say nothing. All I'm going to do is wait for the book.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you about...
I'm going to tell you, the Zista was that nigga at one time, man. And when I say that, I mean it within the industry, because, I never was an industry nigga. I'm a Boston street nigga. Like, that industry shit, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back. Hip hop, Sam and oh God, what's up with you? I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.